Amit Kale to please start his session. But before this, let me tell you the timelines of the webinar. 20 minutes will be speech session, 10 minutes question and answer session. People can put their questions on timeline on chat box and we'll try to reply one by one. The entire session is recorded and it will be posted in all digital platforms within 24 hours. Last but not the least, I would like to request all audiences to please put it in mute mode so that other noises don't disturb others. With this, I would like to request Mr. Amit Kale to please start his session. Over to you, Mr. Amit.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Prasanjit. Also, I would request, in the interest of the network, if if everyone else is on the non-video mode, only on the audio mode. Yeah, so that, because
True, very
yeah. So I chose this particular subject as sustainability tripod. I'm sure you must be wondering what sustainability tripod is. So see, basically, what is a tripod? A tripod is something which has 3 legs, and then you balance everything on top of it, right? To make a camera, or may it be a flower vase, or basically the tripod is supporting each other, all the 3 legs, so that whatever there is on the top is retained. Here I'm talking about the sustainability is one is the Mother Earth. Most of the speakers have already expressed their views on sustainability in terms of reducing plastic, reusing, recycling. Second is self-sustainability, because in this present situation, the COVID situation that we are into, this is another most important aspect of sustainability, that we sustain ourselves. We are healthy, and we are able to drive the businesses. And the third sustainability tripod, the third leg of sustainability, is the business sustainability. So now we have to basically balance these 3 and ensure that we are able to sail through this difficult time. Yeah. So talking about sustainability towards Earth, the most important aspect here is self-discipline, because plastic as such is not the enemy of the environment, but we are the people who are throwing the plastic or disposing the plastic not where it should be. Those are the people who are actually spoiling the environment, not the plastic. So self-discipline is very important. And second is the solid waste management system. I would definitely elaborate on this in the coming sessions when we talk in details about sustainability of Earth. So, but moving on, sustainability of self, what is the most important thing is today is we need to keep ourselves healthy so that we are able to sail through this. It is also said, the most important or the first priority of today in this COVID situation is you should have your name on the census of the next year. So I would request all of you to be safe, take care of your family, and be healthy. Second is, if you really want to sustain yourself ahead of COVID, after the COVID situation, I think this is the best time that you maybe learn a new skill. There are a lot of courses available on different platforms where you can go and update your skills, update your knowledge. Like the one Prasanjit has also created a platform where people can share and people can come and learn. So this is another thing that we need to do while we are quarantined, all of us. And innovate. Innovation is only going to help you survive this tide. Talking about business, what is most important is we need to take care of our business, because I understand that there are other priorities at home front, being healthy, not getting depressed, or staying where you are for a long time. So, but what is important is we should not ignore our business, whatever we are doing, whether essential commodities, non-essential commodities. It is important that we stay on top of all the jobs that we need to do, whether there is movement of goods or not, but we need to innovate and try to find out different methods of getting into doing our normal business. Talking about essential commodity, where I come from, Reliance Retail, we are trying our best to ensure that all the essential commodities are at our stores and people are able to buy these goods easily and with least of hassle. In doing that, as all of us know that the most important aspect of any manufacturing is packaging, which we all come from. Getting packaging material delivered to our suppliers today is a major challenge. Number one, because our suppliers also don't get laborers. Number two, the raw material for packaging is not essential as per the government. So getting that material is another challenge. Number three, transportation of first the raw material to the vendor, and then from vendor to our manufacturing locations, and from our manufacturing locations to DC and the entire supply chain. So these are few challenges. So I'll address one by one. The first challenge is the laborers. As you know, this is the month of a year. Every year, there is a shortage of labor in this month. The reason being, most of the laborers who are there working for you are all migrant laborers, and this is the time they go back to their farm and do their farming. And once that is over, once the first shower is there, and then people then return back. So this is the time of the year when you normally have challenges finding laborers. But with the COVID situation, people who do not have farming also have gone back to their native, and we should respect that because they need to survive as we also need to survive. They also need to survive. So most of us are finding it tough to get laborers. If you ask anybody in the industry today, nobody is working beyond 35% of their capacity because of one, of course, because of lockdown. Government is not allowing people to move around, and then second, there is a heavy shortage of laborers. But I would request all of you, all industry colleagues, all of you are here, and we need to understand one thing. Today, our priority is survival. We have been making business, we have been doing business, we have been making profit all along so many years. This year, we may not be able to make any profit. But we need to support these laborers. We need to support these workmen. If they are not able to come to work, I think we need to support them in terms of giving them at least 50% of 50 to 60% of the salary that they deserve. So that when this COVID situation gets over, we will have continuity in the business. Number two, transport system. Lot of places material is stuck because of various reasons. Number one reason is, of course, lockdown. Police is not allowing the transport to transporters to take their material to destination. Today, I think there is some ease because of the partial lift to the lockdown, but majorly we all were facing this kind of problem. Second was the drivers, they abandoned the truck and they went back to their native because they didn't know how much time they will have to wait at that checkpoint. And now it is very difficult to find that truck and get that truck on road and bring it to our factory. So this is a challenge which will remain, and I think for some time, and we need to work towards it. The third is the supply chain. The supply chain as in the production. So the production of raw material, that is paper or films for lamination or patterning business, and then from there to lamination, and then to get the material to our factory, which is again another challenge. in these 2 months, what I faced, I'll just share with all of you. We were trying to get this laminate from various suppliers. Prasenjit is also one of them.
Yes, I'm totally aware of the
Converter.
scenario. I'm totally aware of the turbulence happening in transportation and logistics and production.
Yeah. So what we were trying to do is, we were trying to balance it out. We were trying to move our artworks to different vendors. So we face problems like by the time the cylinders are ready, the company went into lockdown, and then we luckily, some other vendor was there who supported us. But what I would suggest all of you is we need to be on our toes. We cannot sit back and say that nothing is moving. We all know that these are difficult times, but it is important that we work towards it. We continuously think. We need to innovate. We need to find different ways to getting the material at the destination, which we succeeded to an extent. And as you must have, I don't know whether you visited lately the retail stores, you must have seen that we have enough material for essential commodities inside our store, and we were able to do it. And the only thing that can help today in these crises is good luck, one, and number two, innovation. You need to find different ways of managing things. If a particular laminate grade is not available, I'm sure you don't have time to establish whether that particular laminate is transport worthy, or shelf life will be good, or we will be able to match the shelf life that we require. But I think today we need to take that risk. We need to take that risk, and we need to move ahead, because sitting back is not going to help the business.
Right, absolutely.
And like I mentioned in the beginning of my presentation here, that it's a tripod. Even one of it doesn't stand, we are not able to make the things, if one of the leg is not moving or working, then this tripod is not going to stand. So we need to innovate, and we need to find different ways, different methods. If 12 micron material is not available, CC pad, maybe you can use 15 micron, or you can use 18 micron. And I would request that, everyone is having tough time. So I think let us not all push on trying to make profit at this moment. I understand that is also very important for business, but not at this juncture. What I feel is at this juncture, what we need to do is we need to make sure that the material is available. The business is running. So I need to tell all of you, all the audience, I don't know whether you are from a supplier end, from a customer end, or from the raw material end, but all of you, I think, let us not focus on profit right now. Let us try to sustain our business. Let us try to get the ball rolling, because only thing that is moving today is the essential commodity. And we have all seen that how economy gets affected when people only buy essential commodities. So my request only would be that people should now focus on majorly on innovating and trying to move things forward, learning from others' experience. For example, if I don't know probably whether a 12 micron PET and a 40 micron poly laminate will work for this particular commodity, maybe I can learn from experiences. I can share my thoughts with my vendors and with my colleagues, and probably they can guide me, help me, and we can make a decision. So I believe let us all collectively work towards this and try to make the business sustain. Maybe till this tide is over.
I have a question, Mr. Amit.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, I can summarize your views. There are 3 P's in sustainability you mentioned. One is people, planet, and you can say packaging also. So the 3 P's in packaging, and we need to innovate in all the 3 P's, the 3 tripods, to survive in this crisis, right?
Yeah. So my thought is basically what we need to do is right now we should not think of any target lines or any top line or bottom line. What we need to see is we need to see that we sail through this tide, or we sail through this this particular situation till the time we get at a level where we were maybe 3 months back, and then probably from there we can try to consolidate.
Right, absolutely right. One more thing, when we talk about innovation, majority people are at home now. They are working
Mhm.
from home, or somehow they are not able to connect office daily basis. So digital platform is one of the tool through which people can innovate and share and get additional knowledge from the industry.
Right.
So,
I agree. So we are lucky that this COVID situation is amidst AI, the artificial
exactly,
intelligence.
exactly.
Because of it, at least we are able to connect to each other. At least we are able to talk to each other. There are mediums where we can share our experiences and learn from others. I think this is the best time this could have happened.
Right, right. So one more thing also, as we all know, sustainability is an issue which is not going to solve easily. Packaging things will be there, packaging raw material degradation will be there, lot of other issues also will be there. So do you think within few months,
No, I'm not able to hear you, Prasad. There is some disturbance.
just hold on for a minute, please. Uh, can you hear me now? Am I audible and visible?
Yes, yes.
So do you think that we have enough resources after COVID pandemic to sail through this critical structure? What I mean to see is we have a lot of challenges, as you already mentioned. We have migration worker problem, we have transportation problem, we have resources problem. So do you think only innovation alone can help to overcome this issue?
As I mentioned in my chat before, that innovation is, yes, innovation can only is the only way we can ride out of this situation. But
Okay,
secondly, what is more important is support for each other. As I mentioned, there may be laborers who are not able to come to your office or factory
right,
because there is lockdown. You need to support them. May not be 100% support right now, because that is what even not they are also looking at. Probably maybe 50% or 60% of support in terms of salaries, even if they're not able to come to work.
right,
So that there is a kind of trust, or there is a kind of relation builder, which will only once this situation is over, once this COVID situation is over, if you want to come back to, or rather I would say spring back to where you were before this all started, you
right,
need to support all you not only your workers, but your vendors or the vendors vendor. If you can probably if you are in a limited company, a multinational company, probably you can just clear all the payments which are there outstanding with the vendor, so that they are able to sustain or ride through this situation. So I think support and innovation is two things which will
support and
help us
innovation.
come back. Yeah, come back swiftly to where we were before this all started.
Okay. One more thing also, we have just 10 minutes left, and I would like to request all the audiences to please put your questions in chat box so that we have some 10 minutes time to address one by one. Now, when we discuss about logistics sustainability, what is your guidance, Mr. Amit, on this? I mean, at this moment, entire logistics is tracked, people are not there. What is your solution to this at this moment?
Yeah, logistic is the toughest right now.
Right.
But the government has started the railway movement, which is really good, and things have started moving. Even the parcel service with the railways have started. But as far as the transportation is concerned, like I said, people have trucks. One of my vendors said, I've got 10 trucks, but only one driver. So these kind of problems will be there.
Okay.
And I think the only thing is we need to innovate. Like, for example, I'll just give you one example. What we did, we had to move a cargo from Ahmedabad to our facility in Rai. So what we did was we moved first. You will be surprised, but we moved from Ahmedabad to Hyderabad because we had a transport there. We had a truck going there, and from Hyderabad, then we moved to Bangalore, and then from Bangalore we moved the cargo to Rai, and this all took about 10 days. And we also ended up saving a lot of money also, because otherwise in normal circumstances we would have sent direct truck or maybe a partial truckload to directly to Rai, and we would have spent a lot of money. But we saved few money there because of innovation, because we thought differently,
Right.
because we were thinking
I have
all the time.
I have one question from audience, Mr. Amit. This is from Mr. Abhinandan. How
Abhinandan.
digitalization helps in supply chain, where innovation plays vital role in COVID-19? I guess the question is already answered. I mean, digitalization is everything now. However, Mr. Amit, you can take a call.
Yeah, so Abhinandan Toraskar, is it?
The question.
Abhinandan, full name Abhinandan Toraskar, or
what is the full name of Mr.
question is
Abhinandan?
from?
I have to check with them, but this is in the chat box from Mr. Abhinandan.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, so innovation in supply chain is there are a lot of innovation in transportation that is, transportation, especially in terms of digitization, which is happening. One is putting a device whereby you can find the location of the truck, and you can actually monitor the entire movement of the truck. So that all is there. But in terms of COVID, if you ask me, that really doesn't help much, because at most we can know that this truck is abandoned at some location, maybe at a check post. From there, you need a driver to move it from there to other location. So only thing that can help today is compassion. We need to be compassionate towards our drivers and towards our laborers. All these people who are really working hard, taking that risk to go out and move this material. Because I also know that during one of the transport from check post, actually one of the driver was beaten up by the police because they felt that he's not moving essential commodities, but he's moving some packaging. It's very difficult from that, even for a police to understand that without packaging there is no movement of any commodity, but that is also essential. But that happens. Digitization in terms of actual movement may not help today. But yes, we have a lot of innovation done in terms of digitization for transportation. One of them is, which I mentioned, a device which can actually tell you the exact location of the truck, and there is also an estimated time of arrival, like a Uber or a Ola, which can give you time to prepare yourself for unloading of the vehicle, and the turnaround time that is unloading and loading of the vehicle is faster. So
there is one more question, Mr. Amit. What are the procurement challenges are expected after COVID and in the new normal scenario? Already, I think it is addressed. There are a lot of transportation challenges, worker challenges, and raw material challenges, 360-degree challenges at this moment. But the question is, what are the procurement challenges expected after the COVID pandemic ends? I mean, what will be the sustainable problem from this?
Yeah, like I also mentioned during my chat today, that you need to be compassionate towards your workers, because if you are not compassionate today, then tomorrow you will not find them. You will not. So, as I said, if you really want to come back quickly to where you were before COVID, then the most important thing is you need to be compassionate. You need to support each and everyone, not look at profit right now, and try to help everyone, so that they also pay back. They also pay back in terms of being there when you are ready for delivery after COVID. So you are ready for production after COVID, and you need people there actually physically work, conduct all the work. So today, if you are not compassionate today, you may not end up not having people after the COVID pandemic is over, and then that will be another challenge for all of us here. So that's what I said, that you need
there
to
is
support
one more
and be
question. There is one more question.
Yeah.
If the price increases are expected for raw materials and packaging laminates, rigid packaging, whether is there any forecast that prices will increase after the COVID period?
Prices are increasing right now because in between the COVID pandemic, but I've been telling everyone that, you know, this price increase is also sometimes I find that it is just an opportunistic way of, you know, taking things ahead. People are trying to maximize the profit, and they feel that, you know, whatever they are, even if they are working at 20% capacity, they should achieve the target. And that's why in the beginning of my chat, I said, you know, this is not the time to make profit, or this is time to sustain. This is only the time that you need to stand there and just tide over the situation, probably not making much of losses. But if you try to make more profit, then it is not going to help. For example, one of our vendor actually, he was trying to sell us material which was worth 4 rupees at 16 rupees. And he said he had a lot of stock available with him. But then I said, you know, 16 rupees is not going to help us because we are not able to sell that after filling in the market. So we will not buy from you. You will not be able to sell the material. You will keep on holding the stock forever, and then ultimately no one wins, right? Everyone loses. So we need to understand, you know, I understand that people may have some stock available with them, which they want to sell at a premium price because there is a shortage of supply. But you need to understand, it is not only you making a supply to somebody else, but it is a complete supply chain, right from your raw material supplier, then you being a vendor or a converter, then you supplying it to us, and then we supplying it to consumer, and ultimately you going and buying as a consumer. So if you are going to make, you know, try to make profit or try to use this situation, we may not be able to buy from you. We may not be able to supply you the material, and ultimately you are, as a consumer, you are going to lose because you are not going to get that material. So this is not the time where we try to take advantage of situation.
One more question, and probably last questions of the session. Will automation?
Okay.
The question is from Mr. Chandra. Will automation can boost for manufacturing industries after COVID-19? There is labor challenges. There are shortage of workers.
Yeah, we should have started this long back. Actually, automation in India should have started maybe 2-3 years back, because the world has moved to automation, and there are robotics, and you know, there are warehouses with zero manpower, and there are robots available for doing all these kind of even probably loading, unloading, and picking, packing. But we were a bit slow because we thought that we will be getting laborers easily and cheaply. And today, and in today's scenario, if we try to make a comparative analysis between a labor cost and a machine cost, we find that the machine is much higher than the labor. But this is alarming. Actually, in one of my lectures, I have already told that, you know, with the advent of the new technology, AI, and modern trade, where most of the laborers are working in an AC environment in the malls and all, slowly not find laborers. That is going to happen. So you should be quick enough to move towards automation any which ways. And probably if we had automatic machines installed 2-3 years back, then I, you know, first stated this that we will today we may be on a better note, because today we are operating on 20% because of shortage. We probably would have operated on maybe 60% or 70% of the capacity that we are operating. Okay. So I think automation should be the key, and I'm telling you, next decade is for automation, and I think we need to identify more robots and try to automate most of the functions that we can, even at a cost today. Maybe it is higher today, but it will definitely save a lot in coming year.
Right, fantastic. So today our time limit is over. I must thank you personally, Mr. Amit Kale, to be with us, and I thank all the audiences to be with us. I hope the knowledge is shared among Salt, and we shared all the questions. So it will be, the entire session is recorded.
Yes, Prasanjit.
Yes,
yeah, if anyone has any point, any question that they want to ask, they can contact me on LinkedIn, and I'll be more than glad to answer their questions. Yeah.
Fantastic. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for being in the session. We look forward to more sessions again. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.